What's going on? We back. We back. It's the Boxing Clinic and more. It's your boy TJ Goodfellow. We talking about some LeBron James, Cleveland Cavaliers going to Boston, taking on the Seas, the Celtics tonight. Game 7 Eastern Conference Finals. Like I said earlier, it's the most organic, probably Game 7 or playoff game, thus far in these conference finals, and that'll be the same narrative for. Um, That'll be the same narrative for the Western Conference Finals, Marvin Houston and Golden State. So, it'll be interesting, man. Very, very interesting to see how that plays out, man. And but it'll be interesting to talk about today and how this plays out today with with Boston, man. And they got a good team and a good situation going on right now. And right now is just building blocks for the future for Boston. They ain't had nothing to lose this game, man. Let's keep it real. They have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose at all. And Boston has everything. Cavaliers, have a lot to lose tonight, man. And what they got to lose tonight is LeBron James' legacy, his Eastern Conference Finals winning streak. And he don't have Kevin Love tonight, but I just did a video about that, so I want to elaborate on that. But that's not an excuse. Boston is down a few stars, man. They down a few stars. So, tonight, man, what you expect for LeBron tonight? It is what it is, man. He gonna come out and ball out, man. Who's gonna step up? And that's yet to be seen, man. I think they should win a lot more plays for Kyle Korver, coming off screens and running, catching and shooting. George Hill, I think LeBron got to get these guys involved earlier tonight. He just can't come out there and just, ball hog tonight. And that's what you want to do when you got inferior teammates like everybody else say. But I think it's very important for this guy to put some confidence in these players, man. It's important. A lot of pick and rolls with Thompson. Get him some easy buckets. Kick out to Korver. Like I said, I need to run some plays for Korver coming off some screens so he can catch and shoot a little bit more. But obviously we already know Coach LeBron and Tyronn Lue. They coaches over there. And Brad Stevens is a great coach as well. But like I said, Boston can play loose tonight. Hopefully they're young. And they the future of the Eastern Conference, man. A lot of us said Philly was the tier 1 future of the Eastern Conference. But Boston, what they got with Kyrie and Gordon Hayward, and what they got as far with draft picks as well too. Tatum is a beast. He ain't gonna do nothing but get bigger and stronger. What's good? What's going on? We got a Colossal Sports TV should be joining me in a minute. If he ain't already hopped on already. Yeah, here you go right there, man. Yeah, he on with us. So, Jaylen Brown, I know he was like the number 3 pick a couple years ago. I didn't see that coming, man. And him playing that well coming out of Cal. But Felix Nunez says, what stat line do you think LeBron will need to win tonight? I don't think it's so much a stat line. I think he needs to, I think his teammates need to make shots for him tonight. And I think he needs to I think assists is going to be key for him tonight. And letting some of them guys, infuse their talent, make their imprint on the game, not just taking all the shots, holding the ball, and then when it's time to kick it out to George Hill, he got one shot going into the second or third quarter, and he cold. So what you think about the question, Colosso? He said, what stat line do you think LeBron will need to win this upcoming game?
Man, something like he had in Game 6, but like you said. Honestly, it's not even about LeBron per se. And I know that sounds crazy to people. Like, oh, be cool, what you talking about? He the best player in the league. True indeed. But this is where you make your fucking legacy. If you're a George Hill, Kyle Korver, Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance Jr., what's my boy that played? Rodney Hood, all those cats like that, J.R. Smith. This is where you step up and let people know that it ain't just LeBron James. You don't want to be the reason why, that another off season, well, a lot of speculation, is LeBron going to stay or is he going to go? Well, he just didn't have enough help. So, even if they lose, the best thing for them is to everybody step up, play to their capabilities. George Hill better than what people think. You know what I'm saying? Kyle Korver, his job is to fucking shoot, nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Of course, play a little defense, but If he ain't fucking knocking down shots, why the fuck he on? Why he in the game or why he on the team? You know what I'm saying? He got one job and that's shoot. You know what I'm saying? And LeBron James draws, double and triple teams, so it's gonna be enough open shots for J.R. Smith, Cal Korver, George Hill, so forth and so on to capitalize on. But defense is really gonna really be key in this matchup. If they can lock down the younger Celtics, get in Jaylen Brown's head, get to Jason Tatum, you know what I'm saying, and what's my boy name? Dozier, I think that's his name.
Oh, Rozier, you talking about
Rozier? Yeah, Rozier. If they can get to them early, maybe get them in some foul trouble and shake them up a little bit. It can kind of keep the game close going into the fourth quarter. I think they have an excellent chance, and that's what LeBron James. I think you got to keep it close. With 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, you keep it close, and LeBron James should be able to bring them home. If not, it'll be another one of those long off seasons where everybody gonna be worrying about where LeBron James is gonna be going, or is he gonna stay in Cleveland? So I think that if you want me to just throw out a stat line, he's gonna have to drop 50, 10, and 10, triple double.
Yeah, man. Felix said this is the least talented squad. I disagree.
Hell no.
This is got decent talent. I mean, Jordan Clarkson was with the LA Lakers at some point this season. He had a nice stretch of 30, 40-point games as well. Rodney Hood was a 16, 17, point per game type of guy when he was healthy. They just ain't found a way to implement them and make them feel comfortable with the team yet. The offense that they run is terrible. It's LeBron dribble the ball, ISO out one side, maybe a pick and roll, LeBron drive, and make something happen. That's not the offense that you want your professional team to run. But and also LeBron being there, he don't let no other coach to run that offense, but that offense that he want. And that's him controlling the ball. He don't let nobody else control the ball for too long, and let them get into a groove. Let his basketball fate in nobody else's hands but LeBron. And that's the reason. Rodney Hood ain't used to somebody dribble, driving, and then going down the court 10 times and not even taking the shot. You know what I'm saying? Rodney Hood is a guy that can create for his own. Jordan Clarkson is a guy that can create off the dribble, create for his own. So right there, you got two guys that can create and that can get buckets, but they're not used to playing with a guy. What's going on, Boxing Brain? They're not used to playing like a guy, like LeBron, where your fate is in LeBron's hands every possession down the court. Then he need to go ahead.
I mean, my bad, but also to what you're saying, it should never come to the playoffs where you depend on guys to step up when you got all regular season to get them acclimated. LeBron be one motherfuckers that just snap it on. They not him. They not great as him. That's why, you know what I'm saying, they aspire to play with him or the likes of his caliber. But you can't be expecting Rodney Hood, Jordan Clarkson to fucking snap it on when you need them the most. When it's playoff time, but in the regular season, you just going through the motions and you doing you. You got to get these guys ready throughout the season. I know they was acquired, at the halfway point, but still, you can't expect these guys to do some out of body performance if you don't put them in a situation early in the playoffs in the regular season. So a lot of pressure is gonna be on them to play how they can play. But it's different levels. You know what I'm saying? It's not college for, Rodney Hood at Duke anymore. This is not George Hill playing with the Pacers, you know what I'm saying, where it was expectations. But you got LeBron James. If you don't perform, you the scapegoat. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly. And it's hard for them to perform when they used to handling the ball at more points in the game. When LeBron just dictates the whole offense. It's not an NBA offense. It's LeBron offense. Dribble, I dominate, I drive, and then when I feel like kicking it out to you open, I don't care if it's the third quarter, you ain't took a shot yet, you better make that fucking shot. People don't understand. That's why I told people going into the season, Isaiah Thomas shit wasn't going to work. That was a horrible trade.
Stupid. They got robbed with that shit.
Hell yeah, man. Danny Ainge is the GOAT right now, GM. And I told people that him and LeBron were going to be able to play. People don't understand that Kyrie, his personality allowed him to be able to coexist for LeBron. If you can't play with a guy, get along with a guy like Kyrie Irving, who's so passive and who's so nice and, cordial, he's a good guy. After a while, he got fed up with that shit last year. Like, this nigga said, I got a triple-double, I'm happy with losing, and this and that. Look, Kyrie was like, man, get me the fuck up out of here. I have more to offer than what was being asked of me in Cleveland. He went to Boston to show people I can defend, I can play make, I can do different things than just put the ball in the hole. And the same thing with Deion Waiters. People forget about all the players that they got out of Cleveland when LeBron came back. Deion Waiters was another guy that couldn't play with them. Play with LeBron. He another guy that need the ball to heat up. He went to Miami when he was healthy and blew up. He was a borderline all-star.
Yep. I mean, at the end of the day, man, LeBron liked to play with guys who kind of, I'm not going to say mental midgets, but that respect him too much. And I get it. You're a legend. You want to respect all legends. But at the end of the day, you also a grown man. You know what I'm saying? You can't be afraid to speak your mind at the thought or with the retaliation of however LeBron is. I don't know how he is behind, those closed doors.
I don't say he's very arrogant from what people say. Like you hear about he talk me, but that's Mr. C. Defense's effort is no excuses not to have tenacity and missing defensive assignments. That's true, and or make a stop, a great assist, rebound. Yeah, defense is effort, man. It's effort and it's communication. Like Golden State, I don't like the way they play defense this whole conference finals with Houston. They switch too much. Switching is a cop out. You know what I'm saying? You should be
lazy defense.
Yeah, it's lazy defense. You switching every pick and roll and every little whatever, picking, whatever. They switch too much, man. You got to fight through that shit. The great defensive teams didn't switch that much. They didn't switch unless it was imperative to switch, man. But Cleveland, the reason they didn't beat, look here, I'm putting it to you this way. Last year, if Kevin Durant went on the Warriors, Cleveland probably won that series, in my opinion. But and the year before last, when he went crazy, that was last year. It's just that, none of their superstars are playing great defense, with Cleveland last year. It was Kevin Love. He don't play no D. He not a rim defender. And we seen Bosh in Miami. Bosh wasn't seen as a defender, dirty, nasty, do the dirty work type of guy. When he went to Miami, he changed his game and became that, Yep. And Kevin Love never made that adjustment. Same thing for Kyrie Irving. He didn't commit on the defensive side because LeBron is the leader. LeBron don't take charge as a defensive player. So that relays down to everybody else and the rest of the soldiers on the team. If you don't show your effort to defend, your rest of your players not gonna follow that.
Exactly. And it's hard. I be battling because I don't like to go at LeBron constantly. You know what I'm saying? Because I know he a great player. We both know that whether we like him or not, we know the motherfucker can ball, and we probably love to have him on our team. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if he a great leader or what. It might sound crazy to you or whoever listening. It's just something about him, man. It just don't strike me as a real deal, leader. And I know people gonna say, "Well, you've been watching him this year. He doing what he doing." But when it really, really count, I for one believe that if it wasn't for Kyrie, they wouldn't have won that championship. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably easy to say, but if you look at it, the games that I watched, which was every one, the catalyst for those comebacks started with Kyrie Irving. And if I'm wrong, CJ, you can step in and say I am. But the catalyst of that sparked those whole comebacks in that with the 2016 series, it was fucking Kyrie. I thought Kyrie should have been the Finals MVP. That's just me. It might be blasphemous, but I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion.
He was going. Hey, they had no answer for that nigga, especially last year in the 2 Cleveland home games.
Yep.
They had no answer for Kyrie Irving, man. It was no answer.
I just think that LeBron James, how can I say? I mean, I don't know, man. We see what happened when he was with Miami. He couldn't really do that shit talking or whatever the fuck. He couldn't really dictate how he did with Wade and, Bosh, or how he do now in Cleveland like he was when he was with Wade and Bosh, because he had 2 other alpha males. And you see what happened in that finals against the Mavericks. You know what I'm saying? He fucking in Wilter. Of course, he done grown since then and is able to fucking, do some unbelievable shit. But I think that his leadership qualities is kind of overrated, man. Because if you don't get your guys comfortable and get them to want to play for you, and even if they hate your ass, you know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan's teammates probably hated the fuck out of him, but they wanted to play with him because they know that he was gonna give it his all. You know,
the effort. LeBron, they say they went in the film room. I forgot who the coach. I think it was Tyronn Lue. And they went, and then the coaches wouldn't even call him out for certain shit that he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't give an effort on defensive play. He ain't a good leader because good leaders don't use me. Well, I dropped 50 tonight. Them niggas lost. That's basically every time he lose, it's never his fault. great leaders, good leaders, average leaders don't deflect the blame and put it on and nobody else. And that's why one of the reasons Kyrie got pissed off at him last year was like, nigga, you happy because you averaged triple doubles in the final. We lost. We almost got swept. We got a gentleman sweep. We won one game. You know, that's why Kyrie was like, I can't play with this guy no more, man. Exactly. A lot of people hate to hear it though, man. Jordan had tangibles, intangibles, all of them. LeBron has got tangibles, but he's lacking intangible stuff. He lacking the heart, the drive. Jordan wasn't losing certain games. He wasn't losing. He been the shot and killed. He been the shot and killed everybody on the fucking court before he lost certain games. You know, and people swear like he had the most help in the world. He really didn't have the most greatest help, especially in statistics. You know what I'm saying? The thing about the Bulls was that go underrated. Them niggas defended though. They defended. Period. Hell yeah, maybe Horace Grant and then Rodman down in the future. Scotty will lock your ass down. Jordan will lock you down. All of them defended, and then. They didn't have the greatest rim protector at center with Luke Longley, Bill Cartwright. You know, they defended, man.
Cool coach, none of them did. You know
Hell yeah. They defended the ball, man. They had a good system, man. And Mike did what he had to do, man. But Cleveland, that's why LeBron ain't won a lot of championships, man. Because when Miami did win, they defended the ball. May have been Joel Anthony, may have been Bosh, may have been Wade. They had Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra didn't demand you to be lazy on defense. They defended. You know, they talking about he too. Go ahead.
And then you had his boy, his best friend D Wade, and you had Bosh. Like them niggas will really hold him accountable. Like, bro, fuck all that extra shit. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to it, defense wins championships. You wouldn't have to score so many fucking points. You know what I'm saying? If you fucking lock the motherfucker down, and we know great players gonna get busy on whoever. That's just human nature. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's only so long you gonna fucking lock down a great player before they get hot. But if you fucking take the initiative on defense like you do on offense or passing the ball, these motherfuckers are gonna fucking be diving everywhere, you know, getting scrapes and cuts and all kind of shit, you know what I'm saying, diving for loose balls and just, you know what I'm saying, locking down in the defense. But I just think LeBron James played for more victories, bro. I swear with the theatrics.
Yeah, he played for stats.
Every time he fucking went off, and he great. He went off in the fucking finals when they lost in, 6 or 7 games? The first time the Warriors beat them.
You talking about back in 15 when Kyrie and Kevin Love got injured? Yeah, that nigga was balling that. And last year he was balling.
Theatric though, bro. It's like if I'm hitting shots, I'm not. This is what I expect from myself. You know what I'm saying? We expect to be great.
Yeah, it's like the Barry Sanders thing where he scored touchdowns and handed to the ref. He expect to be there. You know, he expect that to happen.
I'm not about to fall out and be, because he know the camera's looking at him. I'm not about, unless I'm really fucking tired and hurt. That's the only reason. But if I'm good, I'm good. Hey, I did. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm the king, right? Y'all call me King James. I call myself that. It's nothing new. On to the next game. But this nigga got the, you know how it is, man.
Felix Nunez said, what if when LeBron says it wasn't his fault, it's truth, is it wrong for him to say it, even if it's factual? But it is his fault. Yeah. When you the leader, it's your fault. You the first nigga they take a blame on. That's like the NFL. You know, when Brady win, he get all the pageantry. When he lose, he get all the flack. Peyton Manning went through the same shit for years. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
You know, it is his fault because he didn't make shit happen, you know. And you gotta accept the blame and defeat, and then you can move on and be a winner, you know what I'm saying? And that's just the way the game is, though, you know what I'm saying? But he a great player, nobody denying that, man. You know, he continued to develop the turnaround jump shot, and he doing certain things. But at the end of the day, the biggest part of the biggest flaw of his game, and what ESPN and Fox won't tell you, because most of them can't be truthful and they don't know shit. The biggest part of his game is the fact that he's so ball dominant. Without the ball, there's no LeBron. He can't run off screens. He can't trust his teammates to find him on the back cut. Well, he can't run off screens. He can't set the pick and be the picker. And be the picker and the roller and score to the basket. He got to have the ball. Even Kobe Bryant let Lamar Odom work out. Even Kobe Bryant let Paul Gasol get his. Even he let Derek Fisher handle the ball. Even he let Shaq get his. You know, Kobe Bryant, you know, he didn't need the ball to be as dominant as he was. He get the stigma of being the ball hog. But in actuality, LeBron is a bigger ball hog than Kobe. You know, y'all can say assists don't mean shit. You know what I mean? It don't mean that you doing what you're supposed to do on the court. You know, it don't mean that you making the right plays and all that. It's just a stat. You know, but he want to control the ball. Even in Miami, he didn't let Chris Bosh get the ball in the post a lot. Chris Bosh had some of his biggest games in Miami during the regular season when LeBron wasn't there. You forget Chris Bosh was a guy that was giving 20 and 20 and 30 and 20 on Dwight Howard in his prime. Chris Bosh was a dog. And Chris Bosh, out of all the Miami Heat players, including from Ben Haslam to Mario Chalmers, Chris Bosh's reputation took the biggest hit in Miami. He took the biggest. He made the biggest sacrifice in Miami. Kevin Love can't make those sacrifices because Kevin Love he don't have the ability that Chris Bosh had. He can't defend the rim. He can't do the dirty work. People blame Bosh, but Bosh played his heart out. He played his role with LeBron.
Hell yeah. He saved the fucking. You remember Game 3 against Dallas in the final? He hit the fucking jumper in the corner. He saved the motherfucker. We won that game, but I mean.
Yeah, then he says Derek Webster says because Bosh is not a post player, increased by say that on the. He is a post player. You can say it all you want to. Chris Bosh said all you want to. I see him in Toronto. Get niggas the business through the post. He wasn't shooting them threes in Toronto like that.
Hell no.
He became a stretch 5 or stretch 4 with Miami. Because that's what they dictated. The offense dictated around LeBron. You know, LeBron is a point forward. He really is a point guard, dog. He just controls too much. He gotta get up some of that control and let somebody get into a rhythm a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
He clogs up the offense, man. He clogs the shit.
Yep. Same thing with Russell Westbrook.
Momentum. Yep.
Same thing with Russell Westbrook. Westbrook will kill your momentum. You know, certain guys that you don't want to be a full-time point guard, man. See why I work with Golden State so good is because they move the ball, man. It's ball. It's consistent ball movement, man. It's no selfish players on there. There's no player that need the ball, you know, just to have the ball, just to be effective. All of them can move without the ball, and it's a fluid offense, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, we're going to see tonight in a few minutes.
Yeah, we got 15 minutes left on, man. But Derek Rice said in Miami, he very, very rarely played. Yeah, I agree. In Miami, he didn't play with his back to the ball. That's because of LeBron. LeBron didn't. Or the offense. Eric Spoelstra didn't want to play with the back to the ball to the basket, man. But he was effective. You know, sometimes they would have posted Bosh up and he let him work out on a Tim Duncan or somebody like that, and kind of ran the offense through Bosh a little bit. It probably would have made it easier on LeBron to save him some legs during the season.
Yep. I mean, but LeBron, man, for him to be as great as he is, he didn't have too many fucking shortcomings in the finals with Wade and Bosh and.
Yeah, with some of the teams he had, even with that super team he had, and then people try to go back and say and try to justify it wasn't the super team. Shit, you know, they had won a championship and did the same thing. Well, Golden State lost the championship, but they added a Hall of Famer Ray Allen the next year. Mm-hmm. So people don't speak on that. And Ray Allen was the biggest. Ray Allen was probably the best pickup that year because just for that one shot, he made it.
That saved LeBron's ass. You know what I'm saying?
That motherfucker be 2-6 in finals if it wasn't for Ray Allen.
And it didn't only say LeBron, it say Dwayne Wade's ass too.
Yeah.
Say Chris Bosh, you know what I'm saying? It say all of them, but the focal point is LeBron James. So when you know you're gonna be the focal point, you might as well take that shit on the chin. Even if it ain't your fault, you can cuss them niggas out when the camera's gone. Everybody.
Hell yeah.
Out, you know what I'm saying? If you know, once everybody gone, you know what I'm saying, then you can tell them the real truth. But when the camera's on, yeah, it's my fault. You know, even if we know it's a lot, yeah, I should have did this.
You hear great players say that all the time. You can see Drew Brees go out there and throw the ball to fucking Michael Thomas 3 times in the end zone for 3 touchdowns. He drop it. Drew Brees will go out there and be like, you know what, man, I should have threw a better ball them 3 times. You know, even if it hit him on the numbers, I should have threw a better ball. You hear Drew Brees go out there and say, man, that motherfucker should have caught that motherfucker, man. That's why we lost. You don't hear. I mean, you got to be politically correct when you approach a shit like that because, especially in this world of social media where they record everything, you got to just take it on the chops.
Exactly. I mean, and that's the only thing about it, man. If he lose tonight, that's why I really, honestly, bro, I don't even look forward to. That's why I kind of prefer this motherfucker go ahead and fucking win tonight, just because we at least know the motherfucker be playing, and we ain't got to get distracted by where LeBron going while we trying to worry about whoever in the finals.
That's a good point. That's a good point because that's gonna be the narrative of the finals. It could be the greatest finals of all time or trending that way. And Jeff Van Gundy, Mark Jackson, yeah, I heard LeBron tweeting, you know, he's in motherfucking he's in Boston tonight. Can he reunite with Kyrie? You know, I don't want to hear that shit, man.
Like he in Houston. Is he going to play with the godfather of his kids, CP3, and the bearded one, James Harden? Or Golden State? He might trade Klay Thompson and Draymond Green for him. Like, come on, man. Like,
He's sitting ringside. We seen him eating steak and lobster with Chris Paul last. I ain't trying to hear that shit, man. That shit is getting old, man. That shit getting old, man. He should do. Like I said last night, we talked about this shit a little bit, man. Before we get into the final predictions, we got a couple minutes. Like I said, he should go to LeBronto, man. Why the fuck not, man? Or to Washington, man. I think that'd be a good fit for the guy, man. He ain't got to go out west. What?
I'd be happy when LeBron retire. I just ain't never been. I ain't been overly great. I mean, I ain't want to get caught up in the fandom like that. You know what I'm saying? Even with Jordan, you know what I'm saying? They great players. I respect them, but I don't never get caught up in like caring if they fucking play or not. As crazy as that may seem, you know, basketball ain't really my sport like it is yours anyway. But I mean, when this nigga retire, it'll be better off. You know what I'm saying?
Big Webster said, "Name a star basketball player and a star in basketball who take the blames on their shoulder." I mean, I don't know whoever said they didn't. I mean, it's in the NBA today. It's a lot of female tendency motherfuckers in the NBA today. So you might be right on that one. Back in the day, you'll never.
That's how it should be. We ain't saying
that's how it should be, but
yeah.
But Larry Bird, Magic, and Jordan never say no shit like that. You know, I'm talking about the guys I grew up watching. You know, never. You never said them. These new niggas today, probably so.
Yeah. I mean, even Kobe had his moments, but still, bro, it's just. Niggas go too hard for LeBron. It ain't that deep at the end of the day. We know he great. But
a lot of people ain't never seen Jordan for real. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas don't know the Jordan story for real. Like that's 84. You know, he came in the league, I believe. You know, that's 84. 85 he came in the league. That was deep. People don't know that the NBA was a big man's league. It wasn't guard oriented. It was the centers ruled supreme, man. When he came in, he got drafted behind Hakeem and Sam Bowie. And Hakeem Olajuwon had Ralph Sampson already on the squad, so it was Hakeem and Ralph Sampson. You had Lonzo,
fucking bust with the brittle bones and shit.
Yeah, you had Hakeem, you had Alonzo eventually, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson. It was a star-studded center league.
Yeah,
and it was different then too because when you drove to the basket, you got punished. You know,
you thought you was wrestling this shit, cuz when you wouldn't bitch.
Then you had to scrap. Legitimately, you had to throw you had to throw them dukes back in the day, man. You know, even though Jordan changed all that shit, but it was a big man's league. Jordan turned it into a guard's league. He single-handedly did that shit, bro. You know, I'm not just talking about with his game, but with his crying and shit too. Now, don't get it fucking twisted. He was a crybaby too, dog. You know, but it was a big man league, so you couldn't just go to the hole all nonchalant and do a 5-step Euro step and shit like that. Alonzo Mourning been to put you on your ass.
Mentally, they talking shit. They're like LeBron back in the era, and they knew about not to bring up his personal life, but attacking his mama and shit, bro. You best to believe, nigga. That's the topic every night, cuz.
Hell yeah, he would have even got tougher, or he would have fucking evaporated in that league. That was a tough league, man.
Like your mom was doing that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It would have been like. That would have been heavy on his ass, bro.
Like yesterday was the before we get into the final prediction. Yesterday was the anniversary when the Kings was about to go up 3-1 on the fucking Lakers, and Vlade Divac tipped that bitch back to Robert Horry. I was watching that interview, bro. He was like, Vlade Divac was like, basically it was luck. They told Robert Horry, he was like, man, did that nigga watch my whole career? I've been doing that my whole career. That nigga is not lying, dog. Robert Horry did. Nigga, I wasn't a Laker fan back then, bro. Cause I couldn't stand Shaq big ass, man. I didn't like his ass.
Shaq my nigga.
Yeah, he my nigga now, dog. Looking at this, if he was in this league today, 50 and 25 every night.
hell yeah, bro.
That nigga be at the foul line. He gonna make some free throws. He probably gonna 10, 50 free throws. Shaq gonna give you 15 and 20 out of them free throws, possibly. But you know, that nigga Robert Horry said, man, that nigga not watch my whole career. That's what I do. And he ain't lying. Robert Horry, man, the Pistons, dog. I cried, dog. I was babysitting my little brother and my little sisters that night. I cried when that nigga hit that ball and Rasheed left Robert Horry. When Rasheed left Robert Horry, bro, I was like, man, what the fuck is you doing, bro? All net. I was like, man, this the one nigga that you don't want to leave on the entire team. Robert Horry, if I had to pick a nigga that Jesus like, look here, you going to heaven and hell. Who you want to hit this game-winning jumper? Let me call Robert Horry. He's 80 years old. I don't give a fuck. Get Robert out here.
That motherfucker hit that bitch, cuz. You be like this. Hell yeah, cuz it's not many motherfuckers I'm choosing above this nigga,
Hell
cuz.
yeah. Hey, I'm gonna call a guy like, hey, guy, can we get Vlade to tip it to him? I don't want him to pass. Just tip it to him. Let's relive that shit. But yeah, man,
Hell
that
yeah.
was ball. It's hard to say before we get into the final prediction where basketball kind of took the turn for the worst. That man, maybe when the Spurs started dominating after they won in '99, like early 2000. When I think the turning point that I can remember off top was the New Jersey Nets and the motherfucking Spurs series. That was the worst NBA Finals that I can remember.
Oh yeah, that shit was
Remember that
ugly as
one?
fuck. Yeah, that
Kerry
shit was
Kittles and Richard
bad.
Jefferson and Nets and Kenyon Martin. That was a
Yeah, that shit was
terrible,
bad.
that was a terrible series, man. Get some comments before we get them rest on. Somebody talking about tanking Lomachenko. We on basketball now. I believe Jordan is number one, but the greatness of LeBron has put himself in the conversation where you will argue with someone who believes he is better than Jordan. I don't put him in that conversation because I know basketball. I know how great Wilt was. I know how great Kareem was. I know how great Magic was. I know how great Bird was. And I know if a lot of them guys played in this era, they could stat pad way better than LeBron could. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he's not a great player, but a lot of people just prisoners of the moment, man, and they forget or they don't know about how great the old NBA was, man.
Yep. I mean, the only thing that probably will hold LeBron back is his mentality. Physically, I mean, the dude was 6'8", 250. You know what I'm saying?
Move
Physically,
like a move like a small running back. Yeah.
he could play any era physically, but mentally, I told you, bro. First moment joke come up, this nigga probably crying
And
on the ledge.
another thing in that era, that nigga would have got a jump shot he would have had a jump shot, a real jump shot like Jordan. That Jordan jump shot, that little mid range fadeaway, turning gun fadeaway Jordan got. That shit ain't just come because he just willingly worked on it. He couldn't get to the bucket like that on all the great teams, so he had to develop some more in his game.
You see what happened when he fucking put that shit together. He was either take you off the dribble or pulling up, and it
And then
was
you had
all
to
shoe work.
then when you play, you committed to the dribble, then he'll blow by you and bang on you. He had to come with something else, man. A lot of people put niggas like that in the conversation today. But man, and then these niggas taking rest and shit, and they cutting down the back-to-back shit. Iverson was 185 pounds, averaging 30-something points a game,
That's being
and didn't miss
generous,
a
bro.
game.
That's being generous. That motherfucker was
That
little,
nigga was
man.
playing every game, bro. Taking 50 shots a game. That's hard to do, man. Tracy McGrady, another nigga, he ain't break down by mistake. This nigga was averaging 40 in Orlando with no help.
Hell yeah.
What was old boy named, the little dark ass ugly nigga, Daryl Armstrong? That nigga was his second best player over there. Pat Garrity.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Nigga,
Grant Hill.
nigga, hey, look,
Injury
man.
prone.
Man, I watched the NBA, man, for a long time, fellas, man. I'm telling you. He was a great player, but back in the 80s, probably the 80s, every team damn near averaged at least 100 points. It wasn't too many teams that averaged under 100 points. That just give you an idea of how great them players was. And they didn't have the touch fouls they got today. They had hand check. They had elbows in your head. They had foots in your ass. They had fists in your mouth. It was jail ball, dog. It was jail ball that they were scoring 100 points per game. It just wasn't Golden State and Houston averaging 109, 110. You had niggas averaging 123 points. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a good lead, but what you think? All right, who you think won the game tonight, man?
Some telling me, man. I got that Drake side. Some telling me that the league gonna strike again. But fuck all that shit. Boston gonna take it, man. Boston is proving they can't lose at home, or they ain't lost at home at all. Yeah, had it.
No, not in the whole playoffs.
And they ain't gonna lose tonight. Now, when they get to Golden State of Houston, that's when them L's gonna start to roll in. But tonight, they gonna fit bounce LeBron James, and we ain't gotta worry about hearing this motherfucker in the finals and all that fucking rehash storyline. It's either gonna be put it like this: it's either the Cavs getting to the finals or the Warriors getting to the finals. Both of them ain't get to the finals. Man. I think motherfuckers tired of that shit because honestly, if that shit happened, bro, I'm tired of seeing LeBron James lose at this point. I never thought I'd say that. I probably won't even. I probably watch the. You know what I'm saying? I'll watch the finals, but I'm not gonna be excited.
They say
who's gonna win.
they say CP3 a game time decision tomorrow. It don't matter, man. Tomorrow I'll let you know. I ain't gonna front hold y'all up tomorrow. Golden State gonna win. I think Kevin Durant gonna wake up tomorrow, man. I'm tired of seeing them. I'm tired of seeing them niggas just dominate. I ain't lying, man. As long as LeBron lose, that was my narrative. I didn't give a fuck. But as far as next year, I think Philadelphia gonna swing another great player over there. I think the Boston gonna get a great player over there as well. I mean, gonna get a Trey Gordon Hayward. They're gonna get 2 great players back. The East will be competitive in the finals next year. No matter where LeBron goes, they will be competitive next year. The East.
Well, I've got hopes for my Heat team, man.
Only thing that made me worry about picking Golden State tomorrow, which I'm gonna pick them regardless, because I don't trust CP injury and James don't show up Harden. You feel me? I don't trust them niggas. Eric Gordon showing up before Harden is most of these possessions, but the thing about it is that anytime somebody have a natural disaster like anywhere, like Houston won the baseball, them niggas be giving niggas championship off that natural disaster, dog. That's the only thing that made me worry. But tonight I got Boston in 7. I got Boston tonight. I picked them in 7 to begin with. I'm just rolling with the young guns. And who you think gonna have the biggest night tonight as far as on the court, as far as the winning team? Because you picking the Celtics. Who had the most? Jason Tatum.
I like Tatum, man. I think he gonna continue to get better. I like all them young motherfuckers.
Hell yeah, and they gonna add some young motherfuckers.
Jaylen Brown need to control himself though. He be too fucking look. He just don't know what the fuck. You know what I'm saying? I can't put the word on it, but that motherfucker, he be trying to do too much. He need to stay in his
game
and let himself naturally develop, man.
He probably like Kyrie, and he probably like Kyrie in here, nigga. I'm taking over, nigga. Fuck Al Horford, Tatum. This nigga rookie, nigga. It's my time to shine, nigga. Go ahead.
Also, go ahead. Kyrie got to stay healthy, man.
They probably gonna deal his ass.
Stay healthy, bro. I hate it for him because I don't think he's gonna reach his full potential if he keep getting hurt, bro. That's the only thing he doing.
That might be everything. They might trade him in fucking Hayward next year. Why fuck up the chemistry and shit? You could really bring you a big center in. I wouldn't bring Cousins nut ass in that bitch, but you could bring a big center in and bring another guard in.
I mean, I trade for AD. I mean,
that niggas ain't letting that nigga go. After what that nigga did this year, they gonna put some talent around his ass.
That nigga got to get a $300 million contract.
Man, if that nigga was with a real team, it'll be over with, dog. That nigga is the real deal, bro. I don't have no second thoughts about Anthony Davis, dog. If he was on a premier team, if he was on the Spurs, the nigga be the greatest nigga in the league. Niggas be talking about he better than LeBron. It wouldn't be no comparison. It's nobody more talented than Anthony Davis in the league.
Nope. Not at all.
And the reason I get him the edge over Boogie Cousins talent wise is because Boogie Cousins don't defend like Anthony Davis.
Man, that nigga nut got a head case, bro. I can't.
But I think Jaylen Brown gonna be my guy tonight. But I heard Damian Lillard asked for he meeting with the Portland Trailblazer owner. He probably get the fuck up out of there.
I don't blame his overrated. No, he ain't over. I fuck with Dame. I don't give a fuck.
He's just in the fucked up market, man. But I'm about to go turn this game on. If you want to come back after the game and talk the game, let me know. Y'all can make sure y'all follow Colossal Sports TV, man. And I appreciate everybody for rocking out with us. We'll be on. At least I'll be on after the game. I don't know what Big Cool got going on, but we gone.
All right, man.